Hey everyone, and welcome to our May 2026 Tokenholder update. So my name is Galen, you've seen me before maybe, and I lead marketing at the Lido Ecosystem Foundation. In February, we discussed Lido Protocol's 2025 results, the current state of both the market and the Lido DAO, and it's been a busy 3 months. Today, Lido Labs leadership is coming back to cover where Lido DAO stands financially, what's changed in the staking market, how Lido contributors think about security, and what to expect next. After that, we'll open the floor for questions. You can post them and your comments on whichever platform you're watching this stream, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And without further ado, let me pass the mic to Vasiliy, Executive Director at Lido Labs. After the presentation, I'll be back to host a Q&A with Vasiliy, Kate, and Izzy. So please share your questions and we will do our best to cover all of them. So Vasiliy, the floor is yours.
Hey folks, some of you might already know me by now. I'm Vasiliy, I'm co-founder of Lido, Executive Director of Lido Labs. And I used to be CTO, research lead in Lido Labs. Now I'm executive. So to remind what we do and why user choose Lido is that we are doing a really good liquid staking, which is simple, secure, low cost, low effort on the user side. Of course, it's not low effort on our side. Deep liquidity across DeFi and fast unstaking and secondary market exits, unparalleled liquidity for staking products. It also has an institutional sleeve in Lido Core, in ETPs, and in staked vaults with your own validator set, your own terms. If you want a compliant, trusted setup, you can, or validators, you can do that. And same protocol security and liquidity. And we also do Lido Earn with rewards on ETH and USD, where you can deposit ETH and ETH-likes token and USDC, USDT, and get a curated vault with DeFi native strategies and first loss protection by Lido DAO. Lido governance structure is token holder governance above all. There is a low token voting DAO that governs main protocol parameters and deals with the contractor organization like Lido Labs, Lido Foundations, who set up, agree with the goals, with the token holders about the goals, request grants, and work on token holder set goals. For Lido Labs, the leadership is me, Izzy, and Kate. Me for executive direction, Izzy is Chief of Staking, Kate is Chief Operation Officer in Lido Labs. And we measure our success by making the best staking products on Ethereum while growing long-term treasury surplus. Today's agenda is financials and executions, state of the market, security stance, and next step. The agenda is like this because there had been a pretty important event recently, RFE's incident, which kind of shaken up all over the DeFi market shape, and this requires an extra attention to security and probably change of plans. On financial side, we are after first quarter, Lido is 3 for one from the start of the year. Treasury is now sitting at 121 million. It's less than at the start of the year, where it had been about 140. Most of it is price appreciation. So ETH was worth more, and we have a lot of staked ETH in the treasury. We did earn a bit of treasury surplus, 3 millions, but price effects were larger than that, and there had been DeFi net contribution, and we also spent about 1.9 millions on buying LD on the market. So overall, is sitting less than at the start of the year, but it's mostly effects. So ETH price. April, Kelp incident triggered flight to safety in the DeFi. The gist is, in April, there had been a layer 0 breach exploit, which left RETHs underbacked by about 100,000 ETH. RETHs, its Kelp DAO liquid restaking token, had been a big restaking loop on Aave at the moment, putting many DeFi users at risk of loss, including lenders, which could have gotten a haircut because of the bad debt. Lido Earn ETH Vault had direct RETHs exposure, about $20 million in the worst possible resolution. We, along with like a lot of companies and DAOs and person in DeFi, did contribute to resolution of the incident in forms of DeFi United initiative. In the mid-end, basically made the whole situation whole. But Earn ETH Vault had been frozen for 27 days, but without any user fund loss. Is working as usual now. And in secondary effect, and like what is probably more important, is that event triggered flight to safety reaction among DeFi users, resulting in APR maxi segment of staking contraction for 16% to 10% of the total staking market. There had been an initiative to plug the hole in RETHs, making whole basically lenders, borrowers, and RETHs users, which had been a really big effect, about 130,000 ETH raised in total from Aave, the Phi, Athena, Mantle, Layer 0, etc. A lot of folks in form of direct contribution or loans, and it includes 2,500 staked ETH from Lido DAO. As a result, RETHs holders, borrowers, including Lido Earn ETH, have been protected. Market has stabilized, and the contribution of 5.7 million which includes DeFi, United Contribution, and first loss protection, closed a potential 20 million hole in an ETH vault, ensuring better climate for future Lido earn product developments and keeping Lido brand and reputation intact. For Lido earn withdrawals in earn ETH are unfrozen. Withdrawals in earn USD had not been frozen in the first place, so operating is normal. We have published postmortem today, and we are changing the risk policy. The main thing we are changing is the dependency level risk review, more thorough. Instead of just asset analyzation, we are going like more in depth, predefined and in plain books for leverage position, and tighter formalized first loss activation criteria for future incidents. In other news, there had been a good month for token holder alignment for Lido. So as before, all protocol fees flow directly to DAO Treasury, governed by token holders. Grant-funded legal entities work on DAO published goals and publish annual financial statements. Token holders retain exclusive authority over treasury allocations and defined oversight and intervention rights over the legal entities like Lido Labs, Lido Ecosystem, and Lido Labs Foundations. We also started staked ETH to LDO trade up to 10,000 staked ETH. A bit more details on the next slide, and started automated LDO buybacks. It's close to development. It didn't start. It will be probably deployed in July, approved on Snapshot, which brings us to 12 out of 12 score on Aragon token ownership index, which is a rare thing, and it's pretty rare. And I think this is one of the exemplary DAOs in this regard. So far, we did deploy 471 staked ETH into LDO at average price of 37 cents. We did request 1,000 staked ETH for the batch one that closed at May 29. Full results will go to the forum within a week of that date. And we will take stock and propose the next steps and refine parameters and stuff. Automated buyback nest controller is something that we are working on development, audits, etc., and it's supposed to be an automated instead of governance triggered form of buying back LDO, which activates only when market and protocol conditions are favorable and scales automatically with improved protocol economics. Current parameters we are proposing for deployment are conservative, as in it requires about 40 million annual revenue baseline, which means higher ETH price than there is now. Or increase market share, 50% super share, so like not all of the surplus going into the protocol, 50,000 per day daily cap, and 10 million annual cap, with the ETH price floor parameters for now inactive. So we don't have like a predefined ETH price at which it will trigger only the annual revenue baseline for the protocol. And then it will be deployed into LDO to staked ETH liquidity pool on Curve to improve liquidity for the LDO token. Now we can talk a bit about state of the market. It has changed pretty significantly since the start of the year, and especially in the last month. As you can see, Simple liquid staking category is more or less unchanged, and we still hold about 90% of this category. It's pretty stable. Exchange staking is slightly up, but low risk, including institutional staking, is much higher than it was in December, mostly due to Grayscale and Bitmine deploying big amounts of ETH into staking with a scant few node operators. APR Maxi segment had been contracting a lot in this time until the May, and there are two main reasons. One of them, Eigenlayer reducing incentives and reducing the amount of extra API you can get on top of staking, and the Kelp incident that triggered unwound a lot of leveraged staking loops and triggered flight to safety reflex in a lot of folks on the market. In the whole segment is down, and our share of the segment also down, mostly due to the staked ETH that used to be in deployed on Eigenlayer through EtherFi, going out of the protocol of EtherFi and Eigenlayer both. So the share of Lido in the category is also down. Lido share on low risk staking is slightly up, not as much up as we planned or we wanted or we would like, but it's growing slowly. Staked vaults are far below plan, and Wisdom Tree staked ETH ETP is also steadily growing month to month, but its growth from the 17,000 ETH to slightly over 20,000, which looks nice in the percentage. 23% growth over the 2 quarters, right? But in absolute numbers, it's just a few thousand ETH as well. In general, that means that targets that we set in December, that we voted on and put out for the Lido Labs are no longer achievable. We did set up an average price for the year of ETH for 2,700, and ETH price in December was almost 3,000. Now it's slightly over 2. And total ETH staked is growing far faster than we thought, which means, and not through Lido, which means our share is going down, and almost all of it is Bitmine and Grayscale. Our market share is down from December to about 20%, and our core TVL is up, but right now not on track. It used to be on track before Kelp incident. Staked vaults TVL is ramping up very slowly, and Lido Earn also used to be on track in terms of TVL before Kelp incident. Now it's down, and it's lower than in the beginning of December. Staking APR is also lower than we did think, and one thing that is going well for us is DAO take rate, which we wanted to end up with about 6, a slightly more than 6%, and we are now overshooting this target. But this alone is not going to compensate for problems in market share category or Lido Earn growth. So the target we set in December are no longer achievable. market is seriously repricing security right now, which is a double-edged sword for us, because right now it results in significant bleed. We lost about 5% of TVL since Kelp exploit, compared to, for example, LFI, who lost 28%. And it's largely the same stake teeth, basically. And but Lido security is is a good is a known quality that is valued highly by the market. Like Sam from Sparkland is saying that you can deposit ETH to Sparkland because if you want your yield only come from Lido as a branding issue, right? So what we are going to do about it? We will keep staking profitable and reduce spending on staking goals. If we can't reach them, they are not this money is not worth spending. We will leverage Lido security expertise and brand to find new products to build in. We are currently at ideation prototype stage in a few things. I'm going to talk a bit about our security stance, because it's like one of the most important things right now. This is a very bad year for cybersecurity. Everything's getting hacked, and I want to highlight what we are doing to stay ahead. So we in staking, like a staked ETH, no user fund had been lost. We had been one of the leaders of security in DeFi for years. We are doing risk mitigation very seriously, layers after layers of defense. Spec design to audits, develop safe and secure development, secure release process, secure voting, including dual governance, which is a really good feature for stakers. It allows you to exit the protocol if you don't like the governance decision. If there are a sufficient amount of people who agree with you, like sufficient amount of capital. Very serious post-release and incident response process. We mitigate all kinds of issues, from code bugs to counterparty risk, single point of control risk, cross-chain exploits, incident response risk, and credential compromise risk. So one of the most important things that currently is being exploited is credential compromise and developer machine compromise. Our philosophy, which I think serving us pretty well right now, is that we limit a lot what individuals, multi-sigs, any kind of human actor that is not automated on chain and nailed down hard can do. We set up sanity checks, limits, time locks, circuit breakers to contain a compromised person, compromised company, compromised machine, to not cause a catastrophic failure. So this is like our main line of defense. There are companies in this space and organizations in the space that do better custody or human layer protection, but I don't think there are a lot of organizations that do a better job of reducing the impact of a compromise of a person. So anyway, that doesn't mean that like we are still good at it. We have mandatory two-factor authentication. We have dedicated devices, enforced updates. Very strong security culture in the team. It's not just policies, like everyone is super security minded. Tight controls for multi-sigs, roles, permissions, and stuff like that. Hardware wallets and fallbacks to the DAO for things that are on chain. We take security extremely seriously with one of the most audited major protocols in DeFi. The third parties also think that we are pretty good, right? Which is supported by Web3 SOC certification, Credor rating, and staking rewards rating. So next steps for us. I want to present want to talk a bit about two things. One of the Wisp. This is a dog fooding product. We are making it for ourselves and productizing things that we're doing for ourselves for quite some times. We are integrating AI into everyday work. But we are not happy with Codex or Claude fully from a privacy perspective. We are building internal confidential agent harness. It was born out of need to confidently use AI at work, not think about what do we want to feed to these huge data collection companies. What do you want to surface is New York Times discovery in New York court arbitration when they want to prove that OpenAI is plagiarizing, and the court says that show everything, every log to everyone. It's done by led by Nemo, which is guardian for Lido Alliance, with team lead moderator Lobster DAO. And I will let him speak a bit about this thing.
Thank you, Vasiliy. Hi, everyone. I'm Nemo. And today I'm extremely happy to talk to you about the concept that we were researching for some time, as Vasiliy said, the dog fooding for ourselves, and that we are slowly productizing and releasing to the world. So, as Vasiliy mentioned, much of everyday work in life contains sensitive information you don't feel comfortable exposing. The usual deal right now with the AI is your code, your documents, your secrets go somewhere, they log it, they store it, they train on it. And that deal obviously didn't make us comfortable. And we went on this journey, and that's how the Wisp was born. Today, I want to kind of give you just a light overview of the technical aspects of this product and how it works. So from that perspective, there are two main parts of Wisp. So there is a part that lives on your machine, and there is the part that lives in cloud. Regarding your machine, first we have obviously this desktop application. It reads your files directly from your disk, never through the cloud, never even through the agent. After that, we have the agent, and the agent behaves as the brain that plans the step. It has zero direct access to the world. It decides, it never executes. It thinks, but it can't do anything on its own. It can't open files, it can't make calls, can't touch your system. It basically prepares the user requests and pass it to the kernel. Now, every action, as I going here, every action goes through one gate, and that's this kernel. Think of it as one door, one lock. Everything stays local. It's basically policy engine, what system can do and what not. The kernel enforces a strict sandbox around the project. And regarding your history and this work, everything's encrypted on your machine. We don't have the keys. We literally cannot read it. Before going to the cloud part, there is this connection, the attestation part. Your machine basically checks a cryptographic proof of what's running on these cloud servers. If it's a wrong code, basically the machine wants refuse to connect, and that's it. There is no connection, and there is nothing that leaves your machine. So as I mentioned, there is these models that live in the cloud. But the trick with this is it runs in something called TEE, or Trusted Execution Environment. You can think of it like a locked room inside the computer. No process, no administrator, no person can look inside. The hardware basically won't allow it. Now, how do we get in is basically through this attestation if the code matches. Basically, we first go through the part that we call the proxy. It's just the door, a stateless router. It passes your request straight into the locked room which is the TLLM here, and passes the answer back out. It remembers basically nothing. And inside this lock room that I mentioned, this TLLM is basically the place where the confidential models live. Currently, we are utilizing the Fala and Tinfoil as two providers for the confidential LLMs. These are all open source models. And it reads your prompt, writes the answer, then wipes everything clean. No logs, no retention, the room is empty again. The model basically sees your words, answer to them, and that's the job. But it's the only thing that ever does. And your machine verifies, obviously, as I said, connection before even passing these requests. So with this, I wanted to kind of like give you the highlight and the light touch around the technical aspects of this. Now I would invite Vasiliy back to continue this and showcase some of the interesting things.
Yeah, you can see my screen now. Okay, nice. So I wanted to say that Wisp is now my daily driver. I do coding in Codex mostly, Claude a bit, but I do a lot of non-coding work with AI as well. And a lot of it I do in Wisp because I don't want to think a lot about like what I want to share with folks. My main daily thing that I do with Wisp is just keeping track of my projects, calls, reach outs, communication, etc., etc., etc. It's a very simple thing, basically a knowledge base and to-do list, but it works very well for me, much better than keeping the track manually. I will not show it to you because it's confidential, right? I don't want to share it with it. It has a bunch of work stuff. It has a bunch of personal stuff that I'm keeping in it, and I feel much better working on it with Wisp than like I never worked with this on these kind of things with ChatGPT or Codex or something because I didn't feel good about the data leaving to a third party in unencrypted form. So basically, this is something that works for me. I can show you what I use. It's a very simple set of skills and stuff. There is an Obsidian Vault, which has inbox, which is unfiltered. It has a list of people, projects, and stuff. This is all generated, so like it's looks like a real deal, but it's generated for a fictional demo. Work persona is VP of strategy at fictional Nova protocol, and I also keep fictional personal things like renovation, trips, waiting, trading, stuff like that. Two main skills that I use daily is daily agenda. Is something that scans projects and to-do lists to tell me what I should be doing now, soon, right now, like next. I think my internet is working slower than usual. So usually it's much faster. It's probably because it's fictional, right? So can't deal with it. I think it's not working now, so I think I'll give mic back to Nemo for a bit and go on for the next subject for me.
Yeah, a traditional demo problems for the first time. Yes, so this is like still in the research area, and we are preparing this alpha. So because of this, like there is like multiple things that we need to tighten up, like for the release. Basically, what's now happening is like we are tightening up like the stability of the system and reliability of the system to not have these glitches, for example. And the next steps for us is that we will internally continue rolling out to multiple people inside of the Lido DAO ecosystem, and slowly, gradually inviting people for the alpha that should happen in the upcoming 5 to 8 weeks. If you want to be on top and you want to jump and be one of the early testers of the Wisp system, please scan the QR code on the slide and we'll let you in.
Yeah, so aside of Wisp, that will fix, I promise. So we are also working on prototype stage on new products in DeFi area to leverage our security expertise and bring new strong revenue sources for the DAO. Okay, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Vasiliy and Nemo, for the update. So now it is time to move over to the Q&A session. As a quick reminder, you can send your questions on the platform where you're watching the stream, whether on X, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We'll do our best to address as many as possible and wrap up the call before the top of the hour, which is in about 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm happy now to welcome back Vasiliy, Kate, and Izzy. Let's start with the questions we received before the call and then move to the ones asked in the chat.
Actually, it's working. Let me finish the demo.
Okay, all
right. So I think it was an internet hiccup. The gist is this is how it works for me. There is a very simple today's agenda. It's drawing from to-do, waiting list, backlog from works. And also it is very good at ingesting the unstructured output. So when you have like finished call, it's more automated in the real setup. Here I just set up it's so I can manually trigger it, or in task tracker or in email or something like that. It can take quotes from chat, unstructured output, something that had been like a big problem for me with 16 calls a day. Or like 8, like even with 5 calls a day, you are very hard pressed to keep everything updated on your knowledge base, to do works and stuff like that. And this Wisp is a great help, and it's something that is about as powerful as cutting edge agents, but it's confidential, which makes me much more. It's using keys that I think are very hard to compromise, in a way that is very hard to compromise. So I feel much better using it. So that like there had been a node that is captured and added some to-dos in my list and some key details in the project. So there is also one more pretty cool skill that I'm not going to show right now. It will take like more time than I would like, but it's also a daily driver. When I give a task to someone, I work with especially if a complex one, I first work with a skill to really set up it very well with like questions. So there is no misunderstanding. It's like very well described and defined. Yeah, and on that note, I will drop the mic and we get to questions. Sorry about the hiccup. These things happen.
No,
Yeah.
no trouble. Okay, so yeah, first question from the chat is why are you building Wisp? So this is not related to staking, and we'll route that to Vasiliy, I think.
Yeah, like this is very, it's not related to staking, but it's very much related to how Lido was born. We built Lido because it was a product that was like I would use and both as a staker, as a node operator, but was not on market. And now there is a product that is not on market, like a confidential Argent harness that it works well, that like is has a good guardrails. That is not on the market right now. You can do a confidential key for Hermes or something, but it's not the same thing. It's not like clamped down enough. It leaks a lot of things. Another comparison could be like, why would Amazon build a cloud? It's a book selling company. It's like it's a shop, right? But Amazon decided to build a cloud, rent a cloud, and they are like now category defining $1 trillion company. It's fine to productize some of your internal stack if this part of the internal stack is a good enough opportunity, and I believe this is a good enough opportunity.
Great, thanks. So next up, what's your plan on staking cost reductions? What are you planning to reduce here? And yeah, maybe we'll route that to Izzy first.
What do you mean, maybe? Do you want to take it? I can pass it to you if you want, Gail.
No. Over to you, Izzy. Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'll take it. So there's like a couple of ways to look at this, right? So the main one is obviously revenues are below what was expected for the reasons that Vasiliy mentioned earlier, but I'll kind of like quickly summarize just for context here. If USD price is more depressed than was expected, TVL growth in general is less than was expected, although February and January were pretty good, but the contagion from Kelp has largely wiped out most of the gains there. And we've noticed that institutional staking is very much preferring like the as simple as possible option, at least in the beginning. This was kind of expected, but we were hoping for like at least more appetite on some sides, like DATs, to be a little bit more risk on, but we understand that especially as a result of the recent large amount of hacks in DeFi that these players are kind of like more apprehensive. So given that in general, like revenues are going to be down this year, costs should commensurately also be trimmed. We've been in cost awareness mode since like February, when we already saw that the market wasn't going to the levels that we were expecting when we did the budget. And that basically means that we are not moving forward in supporting integrations that don't have very clear or short to medium term returns on investment. So, if you're paying for like the development of an integration, but the ROI might be on the span of something like 2 to 3 years, that's something that we're not even looking at anymore. We've drastically cut down on things like event attendance, conference marketing, things like that, things that don't necessarily generate direct value anymore. And we're thinking about like future protocol upgrades and like kind of side quests, if you want to think about it this way from a product perspective. and focusing in on the ones that have like very, very clear direct value accrual mechanisms attached to them. So in general, the team is focusing on things that are like needed to survive, if you want to think about it this way, from a hard fork and Ethereum future perspective. We're focusing on like transitioning validators to OXO2 so that we can help Ethereum get to faster finality sooner. And essentially, we are paring back on the things that don't have or that don't have value impact in the short to medium term.
Great. Thanks for the comprehensive answer. So next up, a question for Vasiliy. So buybacks only activate on surplus above $40 million of annual revenue. Is this mechanism designed to be symbolic or actually operational?
It's like we are talking about Nest, automated buybacks mechanism. The mechanism is designed to operate under any parameters that DAO will set for it. This is the proposed mechanism, like proposed parameters that don't have to be voted in by the DAO. They can say that, like, let's do it differently. I believe it's the right thing to do, and the reason is it's an automated link to deploy capital in LDO buybacks when things are going great, essentially. So when LDO is doing good, token holders get a direct, when Lido is doing good, LDO token holders get a direct economic link to that. It's not designed as a thing that takes into account market statement, etc., etc. I think it takes into account is how well the DAO is doing, essentially. So it's not symbolic, but it's not directly relevant right now because it's designed for like higher ETH price, larger staking share, new products bringing revenue, which is currently not the situation.
Great, thank you. Okay, next up for Izzy. So from the presentation, we see that low-risk staking is a huge growth segment right now, and institutional staking was the thesis for ST Vaults. So what's your honest read on the current ST Vaults TVL?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously not great, but it kind of chimes and rhymes with the reasons that I mentioned earlier. So low-risk DeFi is the growth segment, and it's all basically being pushed either by institutional players, you know, like if you're looking at the ETFs in the States that have traditionally held a lot of ETH and now are finally staking some of it, or like BitMine is the other really, really big one. So their decision to go with like as simple as a process as possible, so basically native or vanilla staking, taken together with the fact that like the entry queue is congested because of this. Like there was a lot of ETH sitting on the sidelines that wasn't being staked because it was sitting in an ETF that couldn't stake it, or BitMine, which recently started acquiring the ETH but decided to stake it in a relatively simple or plain manner, means that products like ST Vaults essentially have like a very difficult time ramping up. We believe that once the entry queue gets less congested, so like hopefully a few months from now, we're going to see like a different kind of dynamic here. And especially as the institutions get more kind of acquainted with smart contracts, it's easier for them to wrap their heads around smart contract risk, understanding what are the security and the safeguards around smart contracts governance, DeFi, on-chain DeFi protocols in general. And so I would basically say that like the timeline has kind of shifted of when we were expecting to see these inflows from hopefully within the first 2 quarters of the year to the last quarter of the year and beginning of next year.
Thank you. Okay, next up for Vasiliy, let's go through some questions on the Kelp incident and related questions. So first up, why did it take so long to resume earn ETH withdrawals?
So it had taken about 28 or 29 days. The Earn ETH withdrawals had been frozen. Earn USD had been operational the whole, took normal operation all this time. The reason is that until the resolution of the whole situation, there could be no evaluation of what would be the right amount, like what would be the damage. In the end, we ended up with 0 damage to vault depositors, but it wasn't guaranteed. DeFi United initiative could have failed. There could have been some other problem. So the amount of damage that would end up in the Lido Earn vault was not certain. It could be like 0%, like it ended up, or 5%, or like about 12% was maximum, I think, right? As far as I remember, but we didn't know, and we couldn't estimate this amount the right way. So we let people out with no haircut, and the rescue effort had been fallen apart. Then people remaining in the vault would be harmed. If we set up like withdrawal haircut at any amount, people who would withdraw would be harmed. It was creators like judgment call here, right? About what to do here, but I think it was a right call. The withdrawals should have been done when there would be a certainty about amount of damage to the vault, and this certainty only happened on the day we start withdrawals.
Okay, great. Relatedly, will Earn ETH continue to have RS ETH as part of the strategy portfolio? And let's put that back to Vasiliy.
So this position is being unwound right now. It takes time. So right now, as far as I understand, it's part of the strategy, but not because like it should be. It's because like exiting takes time. Going forward, we will have a tightened risk framework, which will determine which assets and strategies go into vault and which not, which will be tighter than it used to be. I do not think that Rethis will pass it, but this is the thing that like will be a systemic approach instead of ad hoc decision.
Great, thank you. So the next one, sort of relatedly, the Kelp incident shows that Lido can be very secure because of composability can be greatly affected by the mistakes of others. So what are you doing or thinking about owning more of your own complements in the stack?
It's not a question with a single answer, as in it makes sense to own the complement in one case. It makes sense to not own it in another. The gist for some things, the most important, like what do we want from some things, from some dependencies, is for them to be best in the industry. So it's so you are not getting like mistakes or something so far from it. And these kind of things are better sourced with the on outside market because it's much more competitive and it beats out the like weak competition over time. Some things are better in-house if the main risk stems from disalignment. If there is nothing like very difficult or expensive in operating the part of the stack, but the operator that doesn't hold your best interests at heart can be very harmful, then it's something you should internalize definitely. And the third one is like commercial terms as well. So like some parts of the stack, it's much cheaper to procure than to keep inside. So it's a case-by-case decision. Some things we want to own, some things we want to rent or keep at arm's length. So.
Okay, next up, will you publish a financial report for Q1? So what reporting cadence should we expect this year? And let's put that over to Kate.
Yeah, thank you, Galen. So we will do quarterly financial reporting in 2026, and so we are baking. So we are finalizing the details on the Q1 financial report and aiming to publish it end of May, beginning of June, maybe. So, and alongside with it, we will also drop a detailed business report on the first half year, and aiming to drop it in Q3. And so you will check them out, and numbers from today's session as well will be there, so you can dig them in and have the picture in full.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, in the chat, okay, so from your perspective, what is the most underrated about how Lido DAO operates today?
I think I can actually have a good answer there,
Yeah,
because
please.
I think that it's pretty related to what I'm working on. So I say that the most underrated thing about Lido today is our day-to-day consistency. So the community focuses on our big releases and how we respond to external challenges. But I always say that the best operations are the ones you never notice. And it's both about the protocol maintenance and the operational part of Lido Foundations. If everything is running smoothly and nobody asks questions about that, it actually means that the teams behind the scenes are doing an incredible job. And it usually doesn't happen by accident. And in my view, these teams have quietly built one of the most resilient operational and governance systems. And so I'm very proud of that.
Awesome. And this, I think, takes us right to the top of the hour. So maybe we could get in one final question on the AI chat. So would you consider AI skills as something institutions would find interesting? So let's see, I'm trying to parse that a little bit. But yeah, let's see. Are there skills that like Lido has been working on that would be open to showcasing during ETHConf, for example, or other parts of the sort of AI stack that intersects with crypto?
Yeah, so there is a ton of questions. I think that a lot of like AI frontier is mostly in the stage of early adopters market. It would be a mistake to target institutions with a novel product. Like if you go after institutions, you do the same thing that an Kubian does, but in a slightly specialized way. Like Mistral is doing that. They are doing like a chat program that is like ChatGPT-like feature, or like API or something that is tailored to European institutions for like European, like made in Europe regulations and stuff like that. If you want to innovate a bit on the new feature, some new tech stack, etc., you should go for early adopters that will then force institutions to adopt it. And I think confidentiality in keys is something like that. It's hard to explain to to people. It's something that people who already understand this adopt, and then the rest follow. So like I think it would be a mistake to focus on it right now, and the market I think is big enough in early adopters as well. So I wouldn't target right now at institutions. What's other questions about skills? I didn't think about showcasing them on ETHCO or something. I'll give it a thought. There are some skills that we are doing. Like I think we are using a lot the project brief skill, which allows to set tasks like very clearly. Some other things are also pretty widespread. Development also but I haven't given a sort of like showcasing it. And there is no OpenClaw strategy. I think OpenClaw and like autonomous agents are more of a distraction now, like for what we do. They are not smart enough to really be like fully autonomous. And like this is my personal preference. So like I will not do the definite statement, but I've definitely had on personal side more success with the tightly controlled harnesses. I'm working better with codecs or like Titan P than I work with OpenClaw HMS. I'm like for AI, I'm a control freak. I want quality from them, and quality needs oversight, and oversight needs like a tight integration loop. That's why Wisp is also made like this. I'm one of the first internal clients. I'm using it since end of March, I think, when it was like very unpolished as a daily driver, and like I eat all the glass that goes with it, and reflects a lot of like how I run things. So
okay, let's see. So we are just over time right now. Do we have enough time for one last question on sort of new products, or should we call it here? Yeah, let's go through one more, maybe to Vasiliy. So at what stage is new product exploration now? Whiteboard, prototype, or is there a specific market and customer already in mind?
So one thing is prototype and customer research. One is ideation phase. There are a number of other things that can try if these don't work out in like customer research phase. I don't want to go like all out with the idea that is not validated by like actual people who would use it. So that's why I'm not talking about it right now, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I think this brings us to time, and appreciate questions from the audience, and thanks to the speakers for their responses. So hope this brought new clarity to folks who dialed in today. So just as final calls to action before we close it out, follow us on X to keep up with the latest sort of news for the protocol. Subscribe to Lido events at the following link. And that includes the sort of next Poolside call, which will feature lots of updates on Lido Core, coming upgrades, and different sort of strong ratings for Steve from third-party agencies. And again, please like, share, and help spread the word about this live stream. It helps more people stay connected with the Lido DApp. So thanks again, and see you next time.